Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses in New York, or if you're already doing it, how to grow the business. So, got a question today about JV or joint venture agreements, how that works, what the split is, what responsibilities are. So I'm going to try and keep it simple. The truth is, you can work any way you want. You can negotiate this in any way. What a typical JV agreement, a joint venture agreement, is when somebody finds a deal and then wants somebody else to help them with the deal. So I'll tell you what I'm doing. I think I have 4 JV deals going on all the time. I do this all the time. So I'm going to tell you how I work it, and I'm going to tell you, some other options. So the way I work it is usually people find a deal and then they come to me. So why do they come to me, right? So first of all, it's not easy to know if a deal is a deal, right? And in New York, there's no inspection contingency. Inspections get done before the contract. So if we're going to contract, it's hard. It means we have to either assign the contract or we have to close on it. And they come to me because, first of all, I can tell them if it's a deal or not. And second of all, I can use my attorney and my money for the deposit, and I can determine the best exit strategy for it. So my typical JV agreement, I have an agreement on a per deal basis that we sign. And of course, I'm never going to screw you. There are people out there, so be careful, who will screw you and go around you. But we sign something if you want. And it says that if we wholesale the deal, it's going to be a 50-50 split. And if I have to close on it, then it's a 60-40 split in my favor, because I have to use a lot more money. And I'm usually borrowing money. I'm taking on that risk. So then it's a 60-40 split. Believe me, I'm someone who wants to wholesale every deal. So if I'm closing on it, there's usually a lot more money in it. For example, I have a deal going on right now where price sort of changed. The seller decided last minute he wanted more money before we signed the contract. And I think if we wholesale it, we probably can do $25,000, $30,000. So split 2 ways, that's $15,000 each. But I think if we close on it, I think we can make a lot more, maybe $60,000 or $70,000. So if I'm telling you to close, it's usually because there's a lot more money and it's worth it. So that's how my deals work, right? And really, your responsibility after you get me the deal is nothing. You don't have to do anything. I do all the work after that. But you can work different JV agreements, different joint venture agreements where you're doing more work. But it's completely negotiable on every deal. There is no set, hard and fast rule on this. I work it my way, the way I like it. I like to be in control. But I understand if you found me the deal, then we're going to split it 50-50. If we wholesale it, in 60-40 if I have to close on it and then wholesale it or rehab it. So that's how my JV agreements work. Again, you can work them any way you want. You can be more involved and ask for more money. It depends who you negotiate with. I would say stay away from these overarching JV agreements that that take a lot into account. I've seen those. I think they're mistakes. Even if you think you're going to be working with somebody, you should sign a separate agreement on every deal. It's simple. It's easy. I have an agreement. If you want to see a copy of it, I can send it to you. It's very simple. And that's how my JV agreements work. I do a lot of JV deals. People bring me deals all the time. Again, if you're watching this, you may say, why the hell would anybody bring me a deal? And if you're watching a lot of this on the internet, it's not going to be so simple, because you're going to think you're going to get a list, you're going to call people, and some guy's going to answer the phone and say, I need to sell my house in 15 minutes and I'll take any price. That's not what's going to happen. More likely, he's going to say, hey, I owe $300,000 on this house and I want to clear $20,000 so I can get out of here. And I want 320, and then you're going to look and see, know if it's a deal at 320. So that's where I come in. I can tell you if it's a deal in probably 10 minutes. Sometimes I'm going to need to see the property, but basically I can determine if something's a deal very quickly. That's what I bring to you, and then I put up my money to close. So you don't have to put any money. You really, if you find that deal, you're not at risk at all. So that's why people bring me deals all the time, and it's my pleasure to work with people. I have no problem taking 50% of a deal where I didn't have to spend any money on marketing. So I'm very happy with the agreement, and I think everyone who has gotten a check from me, and there are many people who have, are very happy with the agreement too. So if you want other information on how I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you like these videos, please click like. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. Keep the comments coming. This was by request. I answer all comments as soon as I can, and I really appreciate you watching. Thank you very, very, very much.